US jobless claims signal stable labor market amid Iran war risks. The US labor market is showing signs of stability despite growing geopolitical uncertainty. New data from the Labor Department shows that weekly jobless claims fell slightly to around 213,000, indicating that layoffs remain relatively low across the country. Economists say the figure suggests businesses are still holding on to workers even as economic growth slows. However, the broader picture remains complex. The US economy recently reported a net loss of roughly 92,000 jobs in February, raising questions about whether the labor market is starting to cool. Analysts attribute the dip partly to harsh winter weather, strikes in the healthcare sector, and growing uncertainty tied to the tariffs and automation. US opens new trade probes as Trump escalates tariff strategy. The Trump administration is stepping up its aggressive trade agenda, launching new investigations into what it calls unfair foreign trade practices. The move is a part of a broader strategy aimed at rebuilding pressure through tariffs and forcing trading partners to renegotiate market access. Officials say the probes will focus on sectors where foreign governments are suspected of subsidizing industries or restricting American exports. The investigation could lead to new tariffs or import restrictions, particularly in industries such as technology, manufacturing, and industrial material. The administration argues the measures as necessary to protect American jobs and revive domestic manufacturing. Supporters say tariffs have already encouraged companies to shift from some production back to the United States. Trump administration considers loosening shipping rules to ease fuel prices. Facing rising fuel prices triggered by the Iran conflict, the Trump administration is considering temporarily relaxing a key US shipping law known as the Jones Act. The century-old regulation requires that goods transported between US ports be carried on American-built and American crewed ships, a rule designed to support domestic maritime industry, but officials say the law also limits shipping capacity during emergencies. A temporary waiver would allow foreign vessels to transport fuel between US ports, potentially easing supply shortages and reducing transportation costs. The policy is being discussed as gasoline prices climbs and energy markets reacts to disruptions in global oil. US government sues California over zero-emission vehicle rule. A new legal battle is emerging between Washington and Sacramento after the US government filed a lawsuit against California over its zero-emission vehicle and greenhouse gas regulation. The federal government argues that California's aggressive environmental policies, particularly its push to phase out gasoline-powered vehicles, exceed the authority granted to the state under federal law. Officials say national vehicle standards should be set by Washington rather than individual states. The dispute could have major implications for the US auto industry. Several other states have adopted California's emission standards, meaning the outcome of the lawsuit could influence environmental policy across a large portion of the country. Iran war costs US more than $11 billion in just 6 days. The rapidly escalating war involving the United States, Israel, and Iran is already proving extraordinarily expensive. US officials estimate the conflict has cost more than $11 billion in just 6 days, reflecting the enormous scale of military operations in the region. The costs include missile defense system, airstrikes, naval deployment, and the movement of large numbers of troops and military equipment throughout the Middle East. Analysts estimate the conflict is costing the United States nearly $1 billion per day in operational expenses. Beyond military spending, the conflict is also shaking global energy markets. Fighting around the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's critical oil shipping routes, has disrupted energy supplies, pushing oil prices sharply higher and triggering volatility across global.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.